Today's Leading Women episode 582 with the wonderful Stephanie Nickolich.
Women all over the world, get ready for inspiring and empowering interviews from women at the top of their field who are kicking butt in their business and who are prepared to share shocking revelations from being in the limelight. You are now listening to Today's Leading Women with Marie Grace Berg.
Podcast your passion. Yes, did you know you can podcast your passion, make a difference, and make money talking about what you love talking about? That's how I get to do what I'm doing, talking to wonderful women every day here at Today's Leading Women. Want to learn how I did it? Go to podcastyourpassion.com. That's www.podcastyourpassion.com. Yes, women of the world, let's get started. I am delighted to introduce you our amazing guest for today, Stephanie Nickolich. Stephanie Nickolich is the CEO of Success Society, a professional speaker and motivational mentor known as the Millionista Mentor. She founded Success Society at styleyoursuccess.com, an online community built to inspire, empower, educate, and unite women worldwide through authentic success stories, affordable education, mentoring, as well as best-in-class tools and resources that inspire focus, motivation, and success. Prior to this, she founded the e-commerce empire Accessory Fanatic, of which she empowered women through fashion, but has been known as a stylish, creative entrepreneur since the age of 5. In less than 2 years, Stephanie's go-getter attitude and dynamic personality has attracted thousands of women to join Success Society. She now travels the country as an in-demand speaker, inspiring women by sharing her action plan for success, and recently spoke at the Women's Success Summit in Miami and the Next Level Success Summit in Fort Lauderdale. Stephanie is often interviewed in radio broadcasts and podcasts, including most recently Empowering Women Radio, The Brave Entrepreneur, Mentoring Women's Network, and a finalist on Dream Big America. She has also been featured in print and online, including the Miami Herald, YFS Magazine, HelloPerfect.com, Mia365.com, and TheWorkingGirl.com. Most recently, she was interviewed for Hustle and Hard TV. To learn more, visit www.collaborich.conference.com. Again, that's www.collaborich.conference.com. Women of the world, Miss Stephanie Nickolich. Welcome to the show.
Oh, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. Wow, what a great introduction. I think we can probably call it a day.
I am so delighted to have you on the show, and I'm sure our listeners are as well. So, Stephanie, I really love what you're doing with your business, especially with the Success Society. You are a success in your own right. You put in the effort, the sweat equity, the knowledge, and experience to build a special business you call your own. As a result of that, our listeners really want to get to know you, and I want to provide that conduit, that bridge between you and our listeners. So here are some cool questions that we can talk about. Feel free to comment anytime about them, but these are just general questions that I have in mind. So let's start with your business. There might be people out there who want to start one and have no clue how to go about it. Can you tell us more about your business and the idea behind that niche?
Oh, yes, absolutely. So I basically was inspired to create Success Society out of my own personal need for affordable resources, tools, and really more than that, community. When you start a business, especially if it's an online business as an entrepreneur, it can become really lonely very quickly. And there's a lot of feelings. It's the roller coaster ride of entrepreneurial emotions that you experience that most people probably wouldn't understand or maybe know what they're getting into. So, a lot of people have transitioned from a corporate career or another industry, and becoming an entrepreneur is very different. So I felt in my first year of business that I was very much alone. I felt overwhelmed, overworked, underpaid in a lot of ways. And I felt like there's nobody in the world that could possibly understand what I'm going through. But the truth is, everybody that's an entrepreneur has that same roller coaster ride of emotions on a regular basis. So I wanted to provide a community of support. I wanted to allow and show women that they're not alone, that we can come together, and instead of being competitive in nature, that we can learn how to thrive together by leveraging our greatest gifts and strengths that are given to us. So that's kind of where it started. And Success Society, I had this concept. It was just really truly a need for myself to have a support for my own self and my own business, a sisterhood of support. And then it kind of just evolved and grew into this thing of its own. And we have tens of thousands of women now on Success Society. There's a lot of free business building tools. We have a sophisticated board of CEOs that are each experts in their niche that share new content every month, every week, actually. So, yeah, it's pretty exciting. So, that's kind of where it started. And it's just kind of taken on a life of its own. And we just keep growing and going every day.
Yeah, so what an inspiring story that you have, and that has been a theme here at Today's Leading Women, because more often that idea sprang from our own experience, from our own need for something. So for example, with you experienced the need for resources and community to build a thriving business, and now you extended it one by providing that community of support women in business, and not just and thriving, not just as competitors, but collaborators, which I'm so big of, collaborating with each other and turning those competitors to be partners and collaborators. What an inspiring story that one is. But let's talk about how you prepared for success that turned this idea or that turned this inspiration into a reality. Can you share our listeners what are some of your personality traits or your top 3 personal qualities that help you become a successful entrepreneur that our listeners can learn from?
Sure. Well, I think I learned how to become a successful entrepreneur after borderline failure. I don't believe in failure. I believe in lessons learned, but I would say my top 3 personality traits that led me to overcome those obstacles are: one, a very strong belief in myself, determination, never to give up, right? The belief in the bigger picture. Like, I knew I was capable of achieving success. I just didn't quite understand in the beginning stages of business how I was going to get there. And I opened myself up to get the help that I needed. So one of the major changes in my business that went me from just barely surviving to truly thriving was that I invested in a mentor. I had worked with, I believe so fully in investing in yourself and your business in the areas that you're not an expert in. It's okay to ask for help. And I think sometimes pride gets in the way that when we're building a business, we're supposed to be and do it all to have it all. And that actually could have been a big failure. So admitting when you need help, having a strong belief in yourself, and being completely determined to never give up.
All right, so that's belief in yourself, determination, being open for help, believe in that idea and the vision that you have. Great personal qualities here that you just shared with us. And the good news is that with these qualities or these traits that Stephanie just shared with us, we can all cultivate and adopt them into our lives. All right, Stephanie, let's talk about what happened when you started your journey as an entrepreneur. As entrepreneurs, we face daily challenges that define our being. And to get through those challenges takes a very special person. And our audience wants to know that special person in you. So, what have been your biggest challenges building your business? And how have you addressed or overcame those barriers to success that a lot of women entrepreneurs face today?
You have to be willing to shift and tweak and make changes when things come up. So, when we start a business, I think because what we're taught is that you're supposed to work really hard to become successful. And yes, you do have to put a lot of work into, building an empire, but it's not always supposed to feel hard. And I think in my first business that I started, it wasn't a complete reflection of my greatest passions and my greatest strengths. So basically, what I was left was doing a lot of this busy work, not the work that's actually going to create success, not the work that was highlighting my greatest strengths, because I was too afraid to give anything up. Because, if the money's not coming in, we can't justify how to spend it. But it does take money to build a business. So I would say my first year of business was almost a complete disaster. I was working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week. I had no social life, no love life, no life whatsoever. My friends and family wouldn't hear from me for months at a time, and they would call me up and say, "What are you doing?" And I would say, I'm working really hard." It's not that I don't work hard today, but I work smart today. So I probably work less with a greater return on investment. And what changed for me was the fact that I invested in a team. I continued to invest in a team before I ever paid myself. I think it's really important for people to understand that. I'm not really into sugarcoating it. I like to tell it how it is. And that was truly my experience. Start with where you're at also, because I hired a bookkeeper at first. It was very inexpensive, but my first stop was getting control of my finances. Even when I wasn't making any money, it was really important to understand where the money was going in and out every single month in order to learn where we could fill in some gaps and, capitalize on it. So that was the first thing. Fairly inexpensive, but what it did for my business was it allowed me peace of mind to have an action plan. I then hired a web developer because obviously I have an online business. It's important to be realistic with the expectations of who you need to have in place. Everybody's business is different, and so they have different needs. But as long as you can identify who you need in place, you can start from there. So once I started giving things up, right, give up a little bit of that control, allowed myself the freedom to really only do the things that I truly love to do, my business started to grow. So I would say my biggest obstacle, just figuring it out. I think Marie Forleo says everything is figure outable, right?
Yes.
You just have to kind of hold on for dear life in the beginning stages of starting a business, and be willing to make the shifts, the small shifts and the small tweaks that are going to allow you the success that you deserve and desire.
Absolutely, man. I can totally resonate with what you've just shared with us. And yes, figuring things out, starting out. Oh, I'm sure a lot of us or all of us have experienced this, starting our business. There's a lot of things that we have to learn. There's a lot of things that we have to figure out. And I love that phrase, everything is figure outable. I love that. I've heard that from Marie Forleo as well. And yeah, all of these challenges that you shared with us and how you were able to overcome them is a great lesson for all of us. So let's learn from these challenges and how Stephanie was able to overcome them, so that when they do happen to us, we now know what to do. Especially for listeners out there who are just starting out, really important to understand that there are going to be challenges along the way building your business, but the rewards are far outweighs the challenges. So don't give up on that idea, that dream that you have, that passion that you have. Take it up, give it all you have, and put it out there, because you never know that somebody out there is waiting for the value that you're providing. So thanks for sharing those. All right, let's talk about work-life balance, because this is an area that a lot of us struggle with. And being a business owner myself, maintaining a work-life balance is so crucial to overall success in life. Now, the challenge with us entrepreneurs is how to click on and click off and create that work-life balance, particularly if you have a family juggling many roles. So in your life as an entrepreneur, how do you maintain this work-life balance, and what are some of the ways that you accomplish this in the areas of your health, your family, your relationships, and your business?
Well, I'll tell you, this is super, super uber important. Again, I learned this the hard way. I see a lot of women that are neglecting their health or their self-care, thinking that they have to be all in building their business. And I had the same experience when I first started. Like I mentioned, my first year of business, I was working 16 hours a day, 7 days a week, consistently for probably over a year. At the end of the year, I was entirely burnt out. I had created more illness in my body in that year than I ever had probably in my life. And I was resenting my own business after a year. And it's not why you go and start a business. If you're in a position where you're feeling like that, just understand that you're not alone. There's a lot of women in the world that feel the same way, but create a plan. Self-care is so important, because if you're not your best self, and you can't be the best mom, the best wife, the best mentor, the best boss, the best anything. So it's so important that you fuel your system first and you take care of yourself. I sleep 8 hours a night. It's my number one thing. I drink a ton of water. Typically, I walk every day, every morning. I just relocated to New York, upstate New York, so not so much walking, but I am active throughout the day. So I'm not always sitting in front of my computer staring at a screen. If I feel that I'm having like a creativity block, I can go outside, get some fresh air, get some sunlight, do whatever it takes. And I also take care of myself. I get acupuncture. I'm going to get a massage tomorrow. I do the things that fuel my body and my mind to keep me on point, because I got a lot that's on the line, and I have a lot of people on my team that rely on me to be my best self. And I have a lot of wonderful clients that rely on me to be my best self. So I have to take care of me. So, figure out whatever that is in your day. If it's your daily morning meditation, that's going to just set you straight for the day. That's going to open you up to the world of possibilities. If it's a short morning walk, if it's a glass of tea or a coffee outside on your patio, whatever it is, make sure you're doing that every single day, because it's so extremely important.
I love that you have really elaborated about that and really honing on that self-care, because that has been my passion as well, to really encourage. I know for a lot of us, especially I'm sure for a lot of our listeners too, who are working from home, this is something that I notice now, because a couple of years ago I quit my job as a nurse, and health for me is a passion of mine. And I know, because I've seen so many people struggling as a result of not putting this as their priority. So now I notice that, because I'm sitting a lot in the computer. Could you imagine how many of us as solopreneurs or working from home are sitting in front of our computers? So it's really important to incorporate self-care, being active every day, just like what Stephanie just shared with us. Having enough sleep. I am so adamant about sleep, because if I don't get my sleep, my day is I am so moody the whole day. So sleep is really important. I'm not me if I don't get enough sleep. So really important, really protective of that. Eating well, going outdoors. I find these little things that really help. So really incorporate this into your daily routine, because it's all about taking care of yourself so that you can be your best self, just like what Stephanie shared with us. You cannot be your best self to others if you don't take care of yourself. And that is, your health is your biggest investment. Otherwise, without that one, we won't be able to build this business that we are passionate about doing. And that's what we are doing this in the business in the first place. So it's really have to make time for that, because I know more often this is the last thing in our list, but it has to be a priority, just like what Stephanie shared with us. Well said, Stephanie.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, let's talk about success, and what success means to you, because your business appears to be financially doing quite well, and with that, success flows into other areas in the entrepreneur's life. Now, we'd like to also see that success is a mindset. I can have $10 in my pocket, but my mind feels like a millionaire. I feel great about myself and I'm moving forward. The opposite way will be a multi-billionaire and be totally miserable. So am I successful financially? Yes. Individually, probably not. So in your journey as an entrepreneur, what does success mean to you, and what are some of the benchmarks that you use to measure your success?
Perfect. So I'm a goal junkie. My mind works in numbers. It was, when I first started off, I've always been really good with numbers. It's just kind of my strong suit. But when I started my first business, like I said, I hid from the numbers. I didn't want to see the numbers. I did have a bookkeeper at first. I wasn't even reviewing the profit and loss statement. So that is not success. That is not an equation for success. That is an equation for over $100,000 worth of debt. That's where I ended up before I had what I like to say is my coming to Jesus meeting with myself of, okay, This is real. Nobody stole my credit cards. I'm going to have to figure out a plan to get out of this. So be realistic with where you are. Be realistic with your goals. Map out a solid plan to achieve the success that you desire. I think my definition of success is probably that my commitment to myself is to be a better person, a better business owner, a better mentor, and a better boss today than I was yesterday. And if I can do that every single day, I feel like I've accomplished success. Also, taking into account that I have time to do the things that I love in life, that I am on track every day to wake up feeling happy, feeling grateful, and feeling blessed. If that is not the case, then I don't believe that I am equaling success. Yes, our business is doing phenomenally well. Financial numbers, as you mentioned, really don't mean anything if you're not pursuing your greatest passion and your greatest purpose. So if you can truly wake up every day and feel blessed and jump out of bed in the morning because you're so excited about what your calendar holds for the day, I believe you've achieved success. So also, yes, goals are very important in business, and setting those parameters and those milestones and pushing yourself, right? But to me, it's fun. I look forward to it. We just mapped out our goals for 2016, and we don't just map them out. We don't just shoot for the stars and put a number in the sky. We really create a systematic approach as to how we're going to achieve them. And even if we don't necessarily achieve them 100%, we got that much closer by having a plan in place. We talk about who we need on our team. So everything in our business is very realistic. It's very numbers based. And I think that's what's allowed us to achieve this level of success as quickly as we have. So, but for me personally, like I said, success is just loving what you do every day and committing to be a better person, a better boss, a better mom, a better wife, a better mentor, a better business owner, whatever it may be, today than you were yesterday.
I love your perspective on success. Success is loving what you do every day and being committed to become a better person every day. Wow, that is really huge. And yes, at the end of the day, I truly believe that success truly is what those intangible benefits are of being in business. Being able to do what you love doing, being able to wake up, being passionate about what you do, and being passionate about what you're putting out there, people that you serve, and that you are making a difference in their lives. At the end of the day, I truly believe that that's what truly fulfills us and that what truly makes us happy. So thanks for sharing your perspective on that. All right, last but not the least, Stephanie, I'm so excited to learn more about this, and I'd love for you to share our listeners about what's exciting about your business right now and what's the benefit that they can get with your product or your service, where they can get it, and what's the best way that our listeners can connect with you, and then we'll end from there.
Oh, awesome. We have so much exciting stuff happening in the very near future, actually. On September 30th through October 1st, we are launching a huge virtual conference targeted to women in business and female entrepreneurs. It's called the Collaborich Conference. We have a phenomenal speaker lineup. We have 30 women worldwide that are best-in-class business women, giving everything they've got to the audience. And the best part is it's free. So it's pretty phenomenal. Again, it's the Collaborich Conference. They can check it out and join us at collaborichconference.com. It's something really special. It's something that's so near and dear to my heart because, so much of what I do is fueled by the idea that competition doesn't exist. That when we can come together and collaborate and put our greatest strengths out to the world, we're all very different by nature. And if we can just allow our God-given gifts to shine and come together and form a support system and collaborate with other women in business, we can all thrive. And we can all become rich emotionally, mentally, spiritually, and financially. So, yes, I came up with this word Collaborich because it's really the basis of everything that I've created in my business. I've never believed in competition at all whatsoever. And I've always put this idea of collaboration out there. And the beauty of it is I continue to attract and build relationships with other women in business like you, that we get to do really fun things together that have the same mentality. Again, we're all benefiting from this. So it's just it feels so right to me. So I'm really excited about the conference. Everybody can obviously hop on over and join. If you want some immediate support and like a sisterhood community, we have a fabulous Facebook group called Female Entrepreneurs Collaborate. It's a private group. You just have to request to join. Of course, we'll accept you and we can start the party over there.
All right, so for our listeners out there, I want to encourage you to go there now. www.collaborichconference.com. From the word collaborate is Collaborich, RICH, conference.com. I highly encourage you to go there now. And yes, I am a big proponent of collaborating with each other, turning our competitors as collaborators and or partners, and not the other way. I know, especially for us women, we are so huge in this, and I truly believe that what Stephanie has right now, the Collaborich conference, where she puts up all these 30 amazing women entrepreneurs just like you, just like her, in one place that you can learn from their stories, from how they get their businesses up. I'm sure we can all learn from this. So I highly encourage you to go there now and register so that you can get your pass. It's a free pass within that time frame. So that's collaborateconference.com. Go there now. Again, that's www.collaborateconference.com, and I'll make sure to have this on our show notes. One last word, Stephanie, for our listeners out there who are international, because a lot of our audience are international, how can they participate on the conference?
We'll have live sessions every day. So it'll be brought to you live, so you can actually communicate directly with the conference speakers during the conference as long as you sign up. And you will, if you want to join for VIP, you'll get access to all the replays. So you can take these huge business building resources with you to go and use them to implement in your own life and business. But yeah, every day you can show up live during the conference and ask some of your favorite women boss speakers any of the questions that you have, your burning business questions. So it's kind of exciting. It's going to be absolutely phenomenal. I can't wait. I've had the pleasure of already connecting personally with many of the speakers, and what they have planned is going to knock your stilettos off. So I'm really excited.
All right, so these are live sessions. You also get the replays if you sign up as a VIP access. And yes, I can't wait to grab those business building resources that these women are going to be sharing. So highly encourage you, our listeners, to go there now. That's www.collaborateconference.com. The live conference is happening September 30th to October 2nd. And I don't want you to miss it. I want you to be able to take advantage of this business building resource that this 30 wildly successful businesswomen are going to be providing. It's going to be a fun-filled 3 days for you. So I highly encourage you to go there and register today so that you won't miss it, and put it on your calendar so you won't miss it. And again, those days are September 30th to October 2nd, but you need to register today so that you can have those seats already, and then plan it out on your calendar so you won't miss it. Again, that link is www.collaborateconference.com. Stephanie, any parting words for our listeners before we sign up?
Oh, goodness. There's always a quote that sticks with me from Walt Disney that says, dreams really do come true when you have the courage to pursue them. And I think it's important to say that. Everybody has these special gifts, like I've mentioned, to share with the world. Don't let the little voices in your head or any of the naysayers in the world stop you from doing what you've truly been born to do. There's tons of support online, like Marie's podcast that you can tune into and listen to women that really are in your corner. So find that support system, that sisterhood, the community, and never give up on your dreams.
Never give up on your dreams. Absolutely. And yes, especially nowadays, there's a lot of support system that you can be part of. But especially, I want you to go to and become a member at on Facebook for the Female Entrepreneurs Collaborators group that Stephanie and her team has put out for us. It's a huge community for being collaborators. So you go there, if you type in Female Entrepreneurs Collaborators on Facebook, you'll find a button and just request to join the group. So join the Collaborich conference now by going to www.collaborichconference.com. They have great speakers there, 30 speakers with a lot of different panels as well, where you can ask questions. I highly encourage you to go there now, register and join the conference right now, www.collaborichconference.com. Stephanie, thank you so much for being so generous in sharing your time, your inspiring story, your expertise, for being a role model to many, and for bringing such a positive energy with our listeners today. Women of the world, including me, appreciate you and wish you more success in business and in your life. Thinking of starting a podcast? Seriously consider starting a podcast of your own, remembering that it will allow you to grow in ways you never imagined. It will grow your email list, your audience, your influence, and your bank account. Go to podcastprofitsystem.com to get started. That's www.podcastprofitsystem.com.
Feeling inspired and empowered to make it happen? Then take the next step and go get your free guide to the top 10 resources that today's leading women use to stay at the top of their game, plus Marie's favorite today. Visit todaysleadingwomen.com/guide for your free download, and we'll see you on the next episode of Today's Leading Women with Marie Grace Berg.